Dear brothers and sisters, the Gospel passage we read from John chapter 20 is very famous. We know that Jesus appeared especially to Thomas to strengthen his faith, to answer his questions, and give him an experience of resurrected Jesus. We also know that St. Thomas came to India and he brought the Christianity, he preached and established churches in Kerala. Then he traveled to Chennai, he was martyred and died and buried. Most of you might have visited also these places, either in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu. In the world, we have 3 churches built on the tombs of apostles. The first one, St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, which is built on the tomb of St. Peter the Apostle. Then in Europe, we have one more church, St. James of Compostela in Spain. And the third church, which is built on the tomb of Apostle, is in Chennai. The only 3 churches in the world. And we are privileged as Indians, we have an apostle interceding for each one of us in spite of so many years. And miracles happens when people really believe as he believed, and Jesus is telling, do not doubt but have faith and believe. I don't know how many people know that how Thomas came to India, or even before that, Gospels didn't say much about St. Thomas except 2-3 phrases. In John chapter 11, when Lazarus was dead, Jesus was asking, let us go. Then one phrase he says, come, we also will go. If needed, we'll die with him. Then in Gospel of John again in 14, Lord, we don't know where are you going. Then Jesus answers, I am the way, I am the truth. All this, except then we have this passage where Jesus appears. We don't know exactly what Thomas was doing when Jesus called him. Peter, we know, Andrew, James and John, they are fishermen because Jesus called them. Matthew, tax collector, like that. But what was the profession of St. Thomas? We don't know. But some legendary story says St. Thomas is an engineer, is an architect. He constructs the houses, buildings, palaces, and so on. So, St. Thomas, after the resurrection, after this experience, he started going and preaching in Iraq, Iran, that time the Persian area. Then after that, he has a thirst to come to India to evangelize. So how to come to India? Now, if you see on the 14th Sunday, we are on this 3rd July, in the ordinary time, we celebrate 14th Sunday. And the reading says, Jesus is sending, Luke chapter 10, Jesus is sending 72 disciples. And they go and they preach and do all the works God has entrusted. So, Thomas also want to come and preach and evangelize the Indians, but it's not so easy. Early Christians, missionaries, They came even to India, though they have desire to evangelize, but governments will not allow. They should have a purpose to come. When you visit another country, they will ask, what purpose? Some countries like Italy and all, they will give the religious motive visa. Because I was in Italy, so. But some other countries, there is no like visa for the religious purpose. Either you have to go as a tourism or you have to go as a work. Many people who go to different countries, they go on work visa. So when Thomas was traveling to India during that time, 2000 years back, so he found a merchant who was looking for an architect or engineer who could construct a palace for the king of Takshila. It is in the province of Punjab, now the present Pakistan. So this merchant of this king Gandharvos of this Takshila was looking for a Jewish architect to construct a palace. So then Thomas comes to know that this guy is looking for an engineer architect. Then he goes and tells him, yes, I can do that. Then through that he comes to Punjab province, the present Pakistan. Then he meets the king. Then king gives him money. Okay, I heard because Solomon temple, still it was like a big discussed fact even in that time. So I know about the architecture and I'm happy that you came from Israel. So I want you to construct a big palace for me, for my kingdom. Then Thomas takes money and he goes away from the court. Days passed, weeks passed, and even few months rolled. Then this king hears some information that about this Thomas. Ministers in the court, they come to the king, they say you gave money to this foreigner, Thomas, who came from Israel, and that guy has spent all the money. He gave the money to the poor, to the sick, to the needy, to the suffering, and almost all the money is spent, but he didn't construct the church, this palace. He failed the mission. I think he cheated you. So better you ask him. So then king calls Thomas. Thomas comes to the court and king asks, where is my palace? Thomas says, yes, it is already ready. It's already, everything is ready, it's perfect. Where is it? I didn't see any trace of that palace in my kingdom. Whether you constructed some other place. Yes, it is constructed. But you show me. Then Thomas says, yes, it is constructed, but it is in heaven, not on this earth. With that answer, this king gets so wild, very angry. Then immediately he put him in prison. And he says, until you pay the money, remain in this prison. So Thomas is in the jail. After few days, younger brother of this king, he dies. He was suffering and then he dies. Then king is very sad, very upset, he is crying. And some ministers comes to the king and says, we heard this Thomas, who is a Jew from Israel, whom you kept in the jail, though he has given money to the poor, he also did some miracles That's what we heard. He healed the sick people, and he has people believe that he has miracles. He has a power to do that. Why can't you ask this Thomas if he can bring back life your younger brother? What is there wrong to try? Then, with the advice of these ministers, this king of Taxila, in Sirkla, in Punjab province in Pakistan, he calls Thomas from prison and asks him, I heard that you have power to do miracles, wonders. I love my brother. If you can do something. Then Thomas says, it is not my power, it is about Jesus, and he prays. And naturally this younger brother comes to life. And once this younger brother is alive, he tells his brother, brother, I saw a palace in heaven. It was so beautiful, so spacious, so wonderful. And thanks for constructing. So angels took me and showed me the whole palace. So we have our names also written, our rooms. So it is our palace, and we constructed. Thank you and all. So with that, king was converted, and he gave freedom for the Thomas. And after that mission, Thomas leaves. And today, even though these historical writings were not available, but this is one of the legendary stories which is narrated in Pakistan. And St. Thomas the Apostle is not only apostle for India, but he is also for Pakistan, because Pakistan people receive good news of Jesus through Thomas. Then after that, he comes down to South India, and then he dies. Dear brothers and sisters, surely Jesus appeared to Thomas when he asked, when he doubted, when he questioned. Most of the times, we also question, doubt. Surely God appears in different forms, and he comforts, consoles, and answers all our questions. But Jesus is asking only if we have faith. Surely God knows the heart of Thomas. It's not that Thomas is doubting, but he is thirsting for the experience. Because Jesus never did any miracle where there is no faith. Jesus asked, he questioned, do you believe? Do you have faith? Only after the profession of faith, yes Lord, I believe. Yes, I know that you can. Then only Jesus performed any miracle in the lives of those people. It's not that Thomas is not believing. Thomas knows that Jesus, he walked with him more than 3 years, but he too wanted that experience. You people experienced, I was missing, I will not. So that's like a childlike thirst to see his master. And Jesus comes and gives him an experience. When we have that desire to experience God, God comes to us and gives that experience, maybe in different ways. He could touch physically Jesus in the wounds. Jesus gave us that experience. And Thomas is giving this message. When we do charity to the needy, to the suffering, when we help others, when we touch the hearts of the broken people, we touch the wounds of Jesus. That's why Jesus says, like, whatever you do to others, you do to me. And we have many saints who experienced in doing charity to others. And we do. And we should continue to do. So that we can see Jesus in the suffering humanity. Let us ask God's grace, because without God's grace we can do nothing, as Jesus says in John chapter 15. And also ask the intercession of the Apostle of India, St.Thomas, that our faith might become strong to serve the humanity and to see God in our fellow citizens.